straight down.
Divided by 25. Oh.
You just average them straight down.
Yeah.
So you guys, bless you all for overthinking. It's adorable.
I didn't think I needed to do that.
No, the idea. No, you didn't. The reason we did it in class. Thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate that. The reason we did it in class is because you guys had way more than 25 trials. You had 400 trials. I didn't want to write 400 numbers on the board and then average 400 things. And since how many of you guys got repeats while you were doing this? Like, you got a lot of repeats, of course, right? You got. That was why I wanted to. For those, if you would have done it like in class, you would have done like. Suppose you saw. Right. Suppose you Suppose you saw 5 trials of total repeat 16 times. You put 5 and 16, multiply 5 times 16 to get 80. But this was you yourself are going to add up 25 things and divide by 25.
Because you're not having
25 things divided by 25.
Numbers.
Does that make sense? Yeah. Good, good. Yeah, I apologize for any confusion that may have caused. I was trying to be concise in how I had the thing written out.
This is just the way we always think to do an average. You
Wait,
just take
good!
The total divided by how many...
Yay, I need you to guest lecture my 243 class from time to time. Because that's what we're hammering right now with them is how to do a weighted average. But shoot, I didn't even think about it. I was so excited about this quiz. I'm like, yay! They can go look at Max's Lego Men and yay! And then I didn't confuse you.
Well, if you do it the other way, you actually get a total less than 16, and that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense. But you can do it the other way. You just can't use that chart to do it. You'd have to go number of trials still repeat. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, up through 17. Because there's 16 or 12 dudes? 16. 16. So you have to go 2 through 17 till a repeat. And then I don't know how many times. What were some of the numbers you guys got on the number of times until you saw them all? It must have been huge numbers. Some of those.
Until you got them all was 50. I got
50 some. 105.
I had 127.
127. They happen. That curve is going to look just like the curve we saw yesterday with the dice, except it's going to be in a different place. Remember that curve we saw with the dice we did in class, where you had that crazy tail going out? 127, 105. This is why poor Max, I'm like, dude, we'll just buy the ones we buy. He's like, I want them all. I'm like, dude, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. Well, actually, you can figure out how much it's going to cost you in dollars. It's 16 over 16, plus 16 over 15, plus 16 over 14, plus 16 over 13, all the way down to 16 over 1. Whatever that adds up to is how many dollars on average it takes you. And that's part of your last exam. Part of your final exam, you've already done part of it, Rob, by looking up the coupon collector problem. Because that's what that is, essentially, is looking at when you have a number of things you're trying to collect, whether it's Lego Men, whether it's the faces on a die, whether it's Monty Hall doors, whatever it is. There's actually a mathematical formula, but data collection is just, as we saw yesterday, is just as good a way of getting the numbers as some goofy formula that might not make sense. So. Cool?
That's how they get you on those toys, man. They know how
the first few are so easy to get.
We're not going to tell you what's in the bag.
One of each color, 3 of them. Or 3 different colors. 3 different colors. Yeah, that is how they get you. The logic is, it's very easy to get the first few. What were some of the repeat numbers you guys got on that one?
I don't know if I did it right, but...
6? 6 was the minimum?
My highest was...
What were your guys' averages on that? Average number total repeat.
What was supposed to be?
5.
The individual little people he was collecting. So there were 16 sides, yeah? 16 Lego Men?
Wait, oh, it went this way.
So...
5 until the repeat. There we go. That's pretty
Looks like everybody got some.
I thought we were just basing it off a coin and 2 sides.
Well, that's why I said to go back and look at the homework question.
I did, but I didn't understand...
The Lego Men?
I didn't understand what the reference was. It didn't equate to me.
Okay, then don't turn it in. Perfect.
I've already got my quizzes done.
Oh, perfect. Then don't turn this one in, sure. The point is, everything can be viewed as a coin. I call it the program coins because I had to call it something. I'm like, let's just call it coins. And you can have any sides that you want. In this case, there were 16. Because essentially, imagine a 16-sided die, which I can't imagine, actually. What would that look like? Not necessarily. It could be small. I'm trying to think, what would a 16-sided die look like? No?
If I divide by 25 again, right?
That's more than 16. The icosahedron or the dodecahedron, whatever that thing. No, that's the buckyball, the Buckminster Fuller ball. That's got 20 sides, I think, 20 faces. How would you do 16? 16 that they all were equally weighted. I'm thinking. What would a 16-sided die look like? Well, it looks like your program, damn it. That's why we're the program. You don't need to have a die. You have a program you put 16 into, and there it goes. That's the beauty. You could have a 7-sided die if there were 7 things to collect. You could have a 15-sided die. bummed out. I can't think of that. 16 and 7. You can take a tetrahedron, which is a pyramid with 4 sides. That makes 8. That's the easy answer. I'm the kind of guy that used to get math puzzle books, rip the answers out of the back and throw them away. Because it's the journey, not the destination. For me, anyway. For me. I think I'm weird. Anyway.
Wouldn't it be like a pyramid but 4 triangles on each side?
Right, but I'm trying to envision how you would roll that.
But then you make it into a ball, couldn't you?
If you blew it out to make the triangles wide enough so they could make a side, could you get 16 though? That's what I'm thinking about. I see what you're saying, Justine. Yeah, so take a pyramid and then build a pyramid off of each. But then you lose 4 of the original sides. You only have 12. You only have 12 left now.
But what about the bottom?
I'm counting that one.
Oh.
See, if you have, I like what you're saying. This is absolutely awesome.
Here's how this one did it on Google.
Don't show me! No, I don't want answers. I want problem solving. So, I give you guys answers, of course, in your homework because I know it drives you nuts if you don't have them. But so there's your pyramid with 4 sides, right? Or 4 faces. You're saying build one off of each face. Is that what I
A
think?
3-sided pyramid with the bottom.
That's 4 sides. It's
Well,
1,
yeah.
2, 3,
Yeah,
and
sure.
then the back side.
That's
And then build one off of each. The problem is, as soon as you build one off, you've lost the 4 original sides. There's only 3, 3, 3, and 3, which is 12.
What about 2 octagons?
What if you turn it upside down?
We need a 3-dimensional figure, though, not a 2-dimensional figure. Michael, what are you thinking? What do you think? I heard.
If you turn the pyramids upside down, will that give you an extra side on?
Oh, so like double it, make one on top too? How would you roll that though? Is that what you're saying? Double it? Yeah. The answer is use your program. That's the solution. It's not a geometric solution, but it's a solution. So you can use your program in good health. So that's the point. And then you can do things like 7-sided dice. So you need to have a 7-sided die because it doesn't exist. You can just use the. It's gonna drive me nuts. I'll figure out how to make a 16-sided die now. Jesus. Speaking of somebody who you guys have survived most of Math 105 now, would geometry be the kind of thing you would want to have in Math 105? Would a geometric section, like we were just talking about, ish somewhere? No. This is, well, I mean, I would restructure it. The idea is I'm still trying to figure out exactly what Math 105 should be. My belief is it should be mostly probability and some of that modeling to lead into it. But, I mean, geometry is a worthwhile. But unless, no, not if you're saying no. Then we won't do it. Just curious. Some people have done it in the past, and I'm always curious what students would. For most of you, this is your last math course, right? So it's nice to give you something that you actually enjoy a little bit leaving. You know, something that makes you think, for sure, but also is like you don't dread coming down here every day. I mean, the bowels of the library, sweet Jesus, it's gonna be spicy out. At least we're gonna this is something maybe related to my life and or enjoyable. So anyway. Project okay?
Yeah.
We're gonna tee off of that with the rest of the. We only have I think 5 more class meetings together. It makes me very sad counting today. It makes me sad. Amber's not sad though. Go ahead.
No. It's weird. You were saying using this stuff in real life.
Yeah.
Walking up these like really steep
Oh,
stairs
no.
the other day, and I actually thought.
70% grade.
I wonder what's like.
You don't you go hall by any chance?
WWSD.
No, it wasn't
what
here.
Sean
It
do?
wasn't here.
What would Sean do? He would throw the answer away. Yeah. Was it on campus?
It was in Portland.
Oh, it was in Portland, yes. Go to San Francisco, as you've seen, or Portland. Some of those hills. There's a race there, which I've not forgotten. It's a bike race people do. It's a little bit illegal because you cut people's yards in some places, but it's up and down that really steep hill. I forget what the name of that hill. Not the park, but yeah, there's some steep sections in those coastal towns. I mean, basically, it's so interesting on the West Coast versus the East Coast. The East Coast, everything's beachy. Like we call it the beach, not the shore or the coast, whatever you guys call it here, the coast. You know, you go to Delaware. Delaware's highest point above sea level is 400 feet. I'm pretty sure I walked more than that from my office to get to here. You know, and it pretty much just drops slowly as you go to the beach. You know, so you get on the beach, you turn around, you can see like in Pennsylvania. Here, it's like right down into the water, and the further you go north, the crazier it gets. British Columbia, it's like mountains come out of the sea. So yes, I totally believe that you had some grades, and I apologize that I've now polluted your mind with analysis of grade as you wander around your lives. When do you start getting on the probability of the gambling? I was Googling some old one-armed bandits last night to see what we were going to play with. I decided we're going to hold one-armed bandits till Monday, and I gave you some dice instead, which are basically one-armed bandits, just low tech. but the dice will help us understand them better. I found the earliest one-armed bandit ever made called the Liberty Bell. And wait till we analyze it. It was amazing to me that this thing wasn't destroyed by people playing it. I was blown away by the odds in this machine. So we'll come back to that. We'll see if, maybe today maybe if we have time, but definitely on Monday. Maybe we'll do a quiz around one-armed bandits too, because they're fun. Probability, which is what your project was all about. And you guys had, looks like you had, how many quizzes? Just the one, or were there two posted?
Two.
Were there two?
Posted.
So there's the randomness one.
And the chickens.
The egg laying thing.
If they stop laying eggs.
Oh, exponential decay of chickens. Yes, we're dealing with that right now. All of our girls stopped laying about 2 weeks ago. I don't know if it's a weather thing, the light is starting to drop them down. Yeah, they just stopped laying. They're still pooping. No.
They lay better if there's a rooster around.
Is that true?
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Get some, like,
I've heard it doesn't matter at all. See, I've heard both sides of the coin now. I mean, I've heard both. I've heard the rooster is irrelevant, and I've heard, oh, Mary acts like a rooster. I was cooking her some tilapia. I was cooking her some tilapia on the, whenever we get fish for the family, I also get an extra little tilapia for them. They won't eat raw fish. I come and cook them up a little tilapia. She was biting me on the butt while I was cooking. They saw the fish and they came running over. You've seen Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And the comparison between birds and velociraptors, I do not look at chickens the same anymore. They come running towards you like, well, thank God it's only 1 foot tall.
Yeah.
And then I've got the tilapia, I'm like, girls, it's good. They're like, and then I'm bent over and I feel like, ow. I turn around and it's Mary, like, looking at me. So I punted her across the yard. She came right back. You're gonna bite my butt, you're eating some damn eggs. But they don't understand English. So we're dealing with that right now. We're actually gonna probably get some more now that these guys are in their 3rd or 4th year. So by your model, you saw what happens, right? I mean, it drops exponentially, as you saw from that resource. After the 3rd year, I think the claim was 20%. And then who knows what the 4th year, you have to get the model and figure out what the 4th year would be. And that's kind of the fun of it, is seeing how this stuff actually applies and when you should start buying more. I mean, suppose you're somebody that has chickens and you sell the eggs and that's a part of your income. You gotta kind of know that. Now, I'm not saying you have to do mathematics to know that, but you have to at least be thinking about those numbers. Because that will tell you if 20% is all you're getting, and a hen usually lays 20 eggs a week, you're only getting 20% of 20, or 4 eggs a week now. And that might not be acceptable if you're trying to sell the eggs to make money if you have customers. So these are the kind of math problems people have to do in the world. So chickens are fun. I have a YouTube one too I want to do too. Oh, go ahead, Michael.
I was just thinking that they might be a better soup than a
But apparently, and correct me if I'm wrong on this one, they're different chickens. There's fryers and there's layers. Yeah. And plus I've named them. Nancy, Mary, Marge, Bertha.
Oh, you
Can't kill them now. And they're named after my grandmothers. Our grandmothers, which is it's like killing your family. A family member that bites you on the ass. So, better soup. I was talking to my swim coach about that today, and he's Hungarian. He's from Hungary originally. And he remembers his grandfather going out and saying, Tomas, pick a chicken. That one, Daddy. That one, Grandpa. Okay. And just cuts his head off right. He's like, I'm still traumatized by that one. And just losing the head. Which, I mean, I eat a chicken sandwich. That's what happened. Hopefully quickly and humanely. Yeah, watching Tomas the Hungarian, who beats me up every day, kind of cringing in fear. I'm like, wow.
So if anybody ever says to him, "You're running around like a chicken with your head cut off,"
He
he's like,
knows.
He has flashbacks.
He actually knows that image. Nervous. Hey, Michael, those nerves kicking off. So good. We'll have some more quizzes. Don't worry. I heard some people saying I need one more quiz or something like that. I need one more quiz. I'm watching your guys' numbers. I know how many quizzes you need, and you guys average 2 that you need now. Right now, if I average that row, which I do because I'm me, I average that row, and you guys on average need 2 quizzes. That does not mean that you all need 2, because I'm tight. Some of you need 4, some of you need 5, some of you don't need any, some of you are done. One thing you can do if you're done, but you still want to get feedback on quizzes, if you don't want to submit them, you've noticed that I've been posting solution videos, I hope. I mentioned it weeks ago, but you might have forgotten. Every week, so you guys just turn a bunch of quizzes in. On Friday afternoon, after my interminable meetings that I have on Fridays, I go back to the office and I record solutions to that week's quizzes and post them. And I post them back in the week. So after each of the quiz links this week, you'll have a solution to the video, or to the quizzes. So you just click on it, the YouTube video opens up. So if you don't want to turn stuff in, but just want to see if you're doing stuff right, that's one way to do it. You sacrifice the points for it, obviously, by doing that. But That's one way. The other thing is you have a rainy day quiz coupon. Chelsea, I finally gave yours to the graders, so we did it back now. So if you want to turn, if you turned a quiz in and say got like a 3 on it or something, or a 4 on it, you can resubmit the quiz with the coupon, with the corrections, to get the full 10 points. With the solution too, you use the solution as a resource. So those are available to you as well to get more points. Although the quizzes are becoming less and less important as a percentage of your total grade, the longer we go in class. They're weighting less. I mean, there's only 10 points a pop, where the exams are 100 and the projects are 25. I'll get your next exam up soon. I'm planning it and I'm working through the problems, but the whole product isn't done yet. And if they keep calling meetings every day over my lunches, it's going to take even longer. But this weekend it'll be posted this weekend, if not earlier. Assuming they don't call a meeting over the weekend, in which case I'll just quit. So, and I'll see you guys some other time. And I'll just move back to Delaware and be like, if you're gonna have meetings on weekends, I'm gonna go back to first day in Delaware, tax-free shopping, Jersey Shore. Yeah. Anyway, cool. So today, what I want to get into is I want to link off of your project you were just doing, the whole counting, the idea of counting.